Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday encounter of a life of an Aspie. This is part 4 of the series of the learning disabilities, which is going to be gathered up as stages of the information processing. And here goes. Learning disorders can fall into many different categories, as you are aware, as I said so many times before, of whatever it may be it dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyslexia, and the like. But in all further ado, with this, there are 4 stages of information processing, and they are input, integration, storage, output. Number 1, input. This is the first stage of where the information is perceived and actually seen through our everyday senses by taste, tongue, hear, sight of the 5 classic senses, as well as the visual and auditory perception of everything, as I said before. Difficulties with visual perception with people with this learning disorder, however, can cause problems such as recognizing the shape, position or size of certain items that are seen from a distance or right in front of them, so to speak. Number 2, integration. This is when during which the perceived input has been perceived in a way of that information, and then how it is interpreted from that information of what we see, hear, taste by those 5 classic senses. Some of it is categorized and put into sequences, however, or related to their previous learning experiences in life, or just previous learning, which can include some of it of their struggles of not being able to tell a story in our correct sequence, unable to recognize sequences of info such as days of the week, multiplication, and the like. Number 3, storage. Problems with memory can occur short-term or working long-term, however, memory. But you got to remember, the short-term memory is the most common one that we use, however, and some of us might take it for granted, as it can be difficult to learn material without any repetitions as usual, be it whatever it may be that we need to repeat time and time again in our everyday life, be it, tying up shoelaces or just certain rituals and routines that we go for every day in life, pretty much. Number 4, the last one, is the output, which this includes the info that's coming out of the brain and revolves an action. Here's an example, as I said, i.e. kicking a ball, either through the words that we learn from in our everyday reading comprehension, or no one is the muscle activity, i.e. drawing, kicking a ball, and the like. We got to remember though, however, spoken language can be proven difficult for some people with learning difficulties, such as answering questions on hand, which will allow them to take a while to process that information of a yay or nay if you expect it straight away. As I said, with some people with AS, however, that does happen a lot, that there'll be a lot of pauses, and some of us don't like to be rushed. Some of us just wants the time to think and absorb what you have told us and then maybe get back to you, even if you want a yes and no straight away. Sometimes it's not always easy for some of us. I know I still struggle to this day, even though some people just gotta have to learn to put up with our weaknesses, because we can't always all be perfect in every strength we have. Obviously there will come a point that we will have our weaknesses that we need to work along with those and actually create them as strengths along the way. Another thing is basically for this though, however, when it comes to it, of that answering the question yay or nay, or just answering questions that requires a longer answer for us, don't blame us for drolling out the answer for you. You wanted it, you get it. Is one will have to retrieve information from the storage box of ours and then organize our thoughts, patterns, and just thoughts in general, as well as putting the thoughts into words before we speak. Sometimes we need to think before we speak, as the saying goes, and be clear and specific. We need to be maybe saying what we mean and mean what we say, but sometimes it doesn't always come out the right way. And for some of us, as I said, that every person may have a learning disability, be it a child or young adult or just adult in general, sort of thing. But we need to have the right tools and that in place. Well, that ends basically the stages of information processing. Please give thumbs up for me as support, or just liking in general. Give me a comment below of how I'm going, and that'll just pop in pretty much on my AspieAnswersAll page. But be fair on that page, because that one's supposed to be user friendly. If you private message me with a problem, or just private message me of a particular topic you think you want me to address, sort of thing, as an understanding or awareness of what I can perceive as, you know. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon.